Hi, my name is Dr. Myava Clark, and I help parents and caregivers of neurodivergent children by providing emotional support and practical tools without burning out, while they guide their children toward meaningful friendships, all while providing information to help prevent them from being bullied. Neurodivergent refers to the way an individual's brain processes information or learns differently than what is considered normal. And it's just an umbrella term for different things like autism, ADHD, dyslexia. It's just a broad term for how the brain processes information differently. Tonight, I'm going to go over my 2025 with you and just review the year and tell you what I expect for next year. Well, I'm going to start by saying I am a part of a group called the Book Rich Profit Club, BPC, and under the direction of Taria Vision Avant, um, I worked with her this year, and she has helped me grow tremendously. And one of the things that she said, I'm gonna actually give you a list of things that she told me to do this year that was like totally out of my comfort zone. For example, I am naturally a very private person. And what's interesting is I am now working on book number 8. And all of the books that I have written in, either independently or part of a book, they all are very transparent and tell my personal story. For example, my book, Help, this is my first book. Help support for parents of children with learning and thinking differences to feel confident, capable, and fulfilled is based on 25 years of experience that I had with my son, who was diagnosed with having developmental delays and then learning disabilities later. And that book, I talk about the process of navigating the special education system and then all the things we went through. And so it's written from a parent perspective, but as an educator, I did a literature review, and there are over 100 references in that book to help support parents along their journey. And that book, I told you I'm naturally a private person, but I had to be transparent because true healing doesn't happen in a half truth. And so what was unique about that story for me is it wasn't just my journey, it wasn't just my story, but it's the story of my son, my husband, and my daughter. And so I had to get over myself and in order to put an authentically good product out that could really serve people. Then I have my book, The Parent and Caregiver's Guide, Overcoming the Odds of Disabilities, Medical Challenges, Mental Health Disorders, and Trauma. This is a book collaboration I have with 12 other co-authors. Six of them are parents telling their stories, and six of them are professionals telling their stories. And we are serving parents again to help them in their journey. And yet again, it's my personal information. Then I have levels of faith. Faith for one season may be different than faith for another season. Here, yet again, is personal stories. And in this book, my chapters are the issue of blood faith, borrowed faith, prophetic faith, modeled faith, Abraham faith, Moses faith, blind Bartimaeus faith, two mites faith, widow woman faith, and Lazarus faith. And Lazarus faith is about faith that was dead and was resurrected. So, my point for sharing all of that is I had to get out of my comfort zone to write books, right? And one of the things Taria asked me to do for this year, she asked me to do these 30-minute lives, at least 30 minutes a week in front of the audience. That was so uncomfortable for me in January when I started. And I just kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. And here I am now, and it's December, and I'm doing it without hesitation now. And I think one of the reasons why it was also uncomfortable for me in the beginning was I felt like I needed to be perfect. I felt like I had to just show up without error. And it was so much pressure to try to show up that way. And um, it wasn't always comfortable. It didn't always feel real because I wasn't being my complete self because I think I felt like I needed to perform or just be on point. And now I don't. Now I can breathe, I can relax, and I'm grateful because I kept showing up until it got easier. Taria also told me I needed to be on podcasts, other people's platforms, and I'm grateful. I was on 9 podcasts this year. Between some of them were independent, some of them was with my son. I did workshops and I did 11 speaking engagements this year, some with my son and some were independent. What else did she tell me to do? Okay, those were the four things that she told me to do that I did that was uncomfortable at times, but I got through it. I'm grateful I did the work. And one of the things that I did this year, I did webinars and workshops. I did some workshops with my co-authors. We did an authors panel and a workshop. It was phenomenal. I am grateful for Mr. Richard Ashby of the Sharon Hill Library in Delaware County, as well as the Springfield Township Library in Montgomery County. They allow me and the co-authors to come in and have panel discussions for the neighborhood and the community, and that people that wanted information about our book, and I'm grateful. Oh my goodness. I love my co authors and I love the community that we're serving, which are parents and caregivers of, of children navigating, as I said, disabilities, medical challenges, mental health disorders, and trauma. And I'm grateful for the opportunity because these women that are in this book, they pour from the heart. They care. We care. And believe it or not, it's one of the most positive and uplifting books. So I'm just really grateful and I'm very proud of that. Um, so I just gave you a little bit of me as an author. I poured all out. It is with much gratitude that I tell you I was elected as one of the top 20 author all stars this year. That was important to me. The reason why that was important to me was as an author all star, it's more than just being an author, it's how you leverage a book. And by me getting on these having speaking engagements, getting out there, doing outreach, and talking about CASIN. CASIN stands for Collaborative Advancement for Social and Emotional Needs. CASIN was developed and co-founded between me and my son based on some of his lived experiences with bullying online as a teen, and how he had a village to help him navigate social media and to become appropriate. And he wanted to come up with something to help children who may not have the village that he had growing up. And that's what we did. We developed Cason, and I'm so proud of what we've accomplished. So back to the author's all star is how you leverage a book. So help is about helping support parents of children with learning and thinking differences, or you could say neurodivergent children. But we use that with Cason to promote um, awareness to cyberbullying and bullying that kids face. So I'm very proud because they recognize the work that we're doing. They recognize how I'm leveraging the book, and I desire to get that book into more schools with counselors, and as they help support families, that they could use these two books as a support and a guide for these families. So I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to that. So being an author is just one aspect of my life. But guess what? I'm a program director at a university for a degree advancement program for respiratory therapists who want to go back from go from having an associate's degree to a bachelor's degree. So I'm a program director of a Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy program. I'm a clinical instructor and a lab specialist, all for respiratory therapy students. And at the university, I worked on revamping the program so that it would be a seamless flow for my students. I worked with the faculty, even my adjuncts and full-time faculty, and so we're creating an environment such that instead of the teachers working in silos and each class be a standalone class, we're actually creating it so that it's like one program. The way that we function, we have the classes they're all online, but they're all set up the same way. Um, and the only thing that's different is the content to make it easy for the students to use and to get through. Well, guess what? Because of what I've done, I got an innovative teaching award, quality, innovating, innovative teaching award as a teacher, and I'm excited about that because I don't just focus on one area. I'm learning to balance myself and show up equally as good or as impactful in every area of my life. And I'm proud of that. I'm very, very proud of that. So another thing that I would like to talk about is Cason again. So with Cason, Chris and I developed Cason Connect. Cason Connect is designed to be a precursor to regular social media. And we are teaching children how to identify bullying, to know if they are being bullied, if they witness bullying, or if they are in fact the bully. We believe that we also teach them how to report bullying or unwanted behavior and who trusted adults are. We believe that if we build the children up, build up their confidence and their awareness to what bullying is and what unwanted behavior is and what is and isn't appropriate, who to accept as friends, who to communicate with online, then we're setting them up and preparing them for the real world and what's out there. We believe that if they learn these skills, then they are less likely to fall victim or to prey by some of the harmful things that are online. We believe that it will help protect their mental health. My son, due to his learning um, experiences and navigations online, he dealt with some mental health issues and that it caused him some anxiety. And that anxiety at times led to depression. Um, and we had to work with him. We had to support him through that. So we believe that instead of being reactive, being proactive will help make a huge difference to children. We started off with our platform being for children 9 to 13. As we've done study pilot programs and focus groups, we were asked to have it be for younger children because children are getting on social media at a younger age. So I'm pleased to say we will be rolling out in January a platform or with the same content, but on two different levels for 6 to 8 year olds as well as 9 to 13 year olds. We choose to focus on the children in the neurodivergent population only because we believe that they are some of the more vulnerable children. A lot of times, when you have children who are socially and emotionally behind, they will do anything to be liked or to be accepted. So we believe that it's really important for them to build up their self confidence and to build up their self worth and awareness that they don't tolerate bad behavior from people over no behavior, that they know that they are worth more than that and they don't need that kind of treatment. So, although Case and Connect can be for anyone, and we believe that one day it will be for everyone, and we believe that in 2026 there is going to be a really strong push for us. I believe that what makes us unique, what makes us uh, special, and what is our superpower is who we are. Chris brought up Kaysen from his own personal experiences navigating social media. And he wanted to do this for the children who may not have had the village that he has and that he had to support him. Me, I bring the perspective of a parent who watched her child go through this and who navigated the waters with him. But I'm also an educator and I bring an education piece to Case and Connect. And so when you put all of that together, you get us. Case and Connect is amazing, but we are too because our synergy together. Chris can teach the kids how to navigate their space to get to the other side because he lived it. I can support and encourage the parent and show them how to advocate for their children and give them some of the tools that I had and some of the tools that I learned after the fact, but so they don't have to struggle or go through life alone. I'm here to support them. So I'm really excited because Case and Connect teaches these children how to build their confidence through a 5 week course. and all while identifying the different types of bullying and how social media, if it's not done appropriately, can affect their mental health. And we believe that being proactive is much better than being reactive. So I am excited about 2026. I am so excited about what it has to offer because I believe that I did the work in 2025. I did the work on my mindset because through BPC, everybody I needed was in that group. And I worked with a business strategist, a business, she is for your business confidence. Yes, I'm good in my everyday life, but being an entrepreneur is new in a new space that I needed to build my confidence to show up like I to believe in myself. And I worked with Lashana West, who helped me do that, and I'm very, very grateful for her. I worked with Inga Nicole, who is helping us get grants for our business. Um, and I met her through the BPC system. Um, I am working with Dr. Tina Ramsey, who does CTR homeschooling and CTR media. And I'm so excited because in 2026, I believe that she's going to help us get out there. She's going to help us get the exposure that we need that shows these parents that they're not by themselves, that they can be supported. And I forgot to tell you, my Mothers of Exceptional Kids support group, our MOAC group, started this year. It is phenomenal. I love that space because parents and caregivers, men and women, are showing up because they need support. And guess what? Everybody that comes on doesn't have a neurodivergent child, doesn't have a child with learning differences, doesn't have a child with unique abilities, doesn't have an exceptional child. Some of them are typically developing, but they still needed support. I love it. And I get so much gratification out of this group. And I'm just very, very proud. I'm proud that I did the work. I'm proud that my son is building, he's building his confidence, and we're doing it together. I love him and I want the best for him. But guess what? In wanting the best for him, I helped him create the space because he wanted to give back to other children. And we want to help you, help your children to be successful. We want you to be successful. We're not in place of parents, we're in support of parents. So let us help you on your journey so we can do it together in 2026. Again, my name is Dr. Myava Clark, and I support parents and caregivers of neurodivergent children by providing emotional support and practical tools without burnout while they guide their children toward meaningful friendships where they are celebrated and not just tolerated, and all while helping prevent them from being bullied. So, if you want to connect, please go to CasonLLC.com and you can learn more about us and you can get the books by Dr. Clark will be on there. And also you could go to CasonConnect.com to learn more about Cason Connect and how you can get started with that. Thank you, and I will see you in the new year. Happy New Year.